Thank you very much. My name is Bro Chisom Isaac, and here with me is Master Guide Ekana Chuku, the music director for Lagos Mainland Conference of Seventh-day Adventist Church. Thank you, Master Guide Ekana Chuku.
Yeah, thank you. We've already had, think the chapter 1 discussed already. So this chapter 2 that Bro Chisom Isaac will be handling. Just to remind us that this program is powered by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the Ogba. That's the headquarters of the Lagos Mainland Conference. And we have it was actually recorded by the multimedia team that's led by Master Guide Fikaya Longe and Bros Solomon Okwando. Our conference choir leader and associate music director is Eda Moses Okojeberi. And the other choir leaders in the conference, Eda Nigel Hayaromona, Bro Moses, Bro Emeka Nwasuka, and Bro Sylvester Nwangu. Okay, our second co-trainer is Bro Promise Ngozi, the Deputy Training and Development Coordinator. Actually, Bro Chiso, I don't know why I didn't mention his post. He's the training and music training and development coordinator for Lagos Milan Conference. So, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll look at the topic, note values. Melody in the context of what we are doing today would be defined as the combination of sounds. Sounds of varying lengths or duration. Sounds of varying lengths, because in music we deal with sounds. There is hardly a song that is sung on a straight count or rhythm. That is, singing straight without expressions. Some parts of the song would be sung faster, while some parts will be sung slower. The illustration we are going to give here will give us a good example and give us more explanation of the illustration we want to give. And I will invite the music director, Master Gadekana
Just
Chuku,
say Elkanah. Okay, the melody, has always been discussed, is combination of sounds of varying lengths. Bro Fikayo, please, we need that pointer. We need the pointer. Yeah, but this one is not okay. No, annotate this one. Okay. Can we take out this AB now? Sorry, there's a little. I think that AB is found elsewhere. Okay. Okay, so it's to describe duration of sound. Let's use a song titled "I Love Jesus." I love Jesus. I love Jesus. So let's follow this step stated as we can see. Tap your finger on the table. Tap, 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 tap. So as you tap on the table, just tap it consistently like you're marking time. Okay, so or maybe clap. Pa, 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 pa. So start singing the song. The song I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. So ensure you're tapping steadily and sing a line. You realize that each syllable of the song go with each tap on the table. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. So we can represent that tap with this sign we are seeing. This sign that looks like a greater than. Okay. So if we do that, this is what you see. This is what you see. So you see each of the sign on top of the syllables. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Then when you come to friend, there will be 2 taps for the syllable friend. You're going to have 2 taps for the syllable friend. And then when you there'll be 1 tap each for I and will. Never. I will never leave him. I will never leave him. He's my friend. He's my friend. So on the first line, 1 tap goes for each syllable, meaning that each syllable carries 1 count. Second line, 2 tap go for the syllable friend. For friend here, there are 2 taps for friend, which means that syllable friend has 2 counts. It's a 2 count note. Yes. And then on the third line, we see that 1 tap go for 2 syllables, I and will. You tap once, but you would have sang I will in 1 tap. That means each of the syllables is half counts. So what we just try to achieve on this piece, on this exercise or illustration, is that sound have different lengths. The sound that make up melody have different duration or length. Some 1 count, some half count, some 2 counts. All right.
Thank you very much. The table here gives us the picture of all the note values, their names, the duration, their shape, and we have semi-breve, which the shape is round oval note. In British, it is 4 count notes, and we have minim, and the shape is a stem with an open note. A stem with an open note. Then minim has 2 counts. Then crochet as well. The shape is black note with a stem. That is how the shape is, and it has 1 count note. And also we have quiver. The shape is black note with a stem and a hook. Then also we have semi-quiver, which has a black note, a stem, and 2 hooks. We also have demi-semi-quiver, which has a black note, a stem, and 3 hooks. So the illustration here, I give the audience to Mr. Gadekana to explain further.
Okay, so on illustration 2.2 is just to replace these accent signs. That's these signs that look like greater than. Instead of using these signs to describe where 1 count is or which one is 2 counts, we can as well use the note values. So the syllable I has just 1 count, so a crochet is used to represent its duration. Love has 1 count, so a crochet is used, and so on. On the second line, where friend has 2 counts, instead of using 2 accent signs, we'll use a minim. And then where we have I will never leave him, where each of the syllable is 2 syllables in 1 count, 2 syllables in 1 count. So which means each syllable is half count. So a quiver rather, a quiver is used to represent that sound. Another song, Jesus loves me, this I know. So if we tap it, Jesus loves me, this I know. So we see that Jesus loves me, all one counts. So they are represented by a crotchet or described using a crotchet, while the syllable no has two counts, and that's why we have a meaning there. So the same thing applies. For the Bible tells me so, little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. So they are all crotchets, except for the end of the being minims. So here's a description of the notes, which has been explained already. I think yeah, I think you can still, yeah.
Okay. Description of musical notes. The semibreve, which is a 4-count note, is the longest note in common use today. That is, it is the note that is being used more today, the longest note that is being used more these days. Far back in the 15th century, the semibreve was the shortest note, but today it is the longest. Several other notes were much longer. One note of such that may still be met with in some church and organ music is the breve, having 8 counts. In modern times, the semibreve, being the longest note, is regarded as the whole note. The semibreve, being the longest note, is regarded as the whole note. The meaning, written as I have described earlier, an open note with a stem, not like the semibreve, but with a vertical line attached. The open curved part is known as the head, and the line is known as the stem. The stem may point upward or downward depending on its position on the stave. The minim has 2 counts and hence regarded as a half note because it is half the value of the semibreve. The semibreve has 4 counts while the minim has 2 counts. So the minim is regarded as half of the semibreve. The crotchet written as I described earlier, a black note with a stem. It can face up or as well, it can face down. It's a black note with a stem. It has a 1 count and referred to as a quarter note because there are 5 crotchets in, there are 4 crotchets in a semibreve. I said earlier that crotchet has 4 counts, while a semibreve rather has 4 counts, while a crotchet has 1 count. So we have 4 crotchets to 1 semibreve. The quiver written as a black note with a stem and 1 hook can as well face up or down. It has half count and referred to as an 8 note because there are 8 quavers in a semibreve. There are 8 quavers in a semibreve. If you divide 4 by half, we'll get about 8. So that gives us 8 quavers to a semibreve. In most cases, groups of quavers are written in such a way that their hooks are joined together. Instead of putting them separate with their hooks. The semiquiver written as a black note with a stem and 2 hooks can as well face up or down. It has quarter count and referred to as a 16th note because there are 16 semiquavers in a semibreve. Now, when we have a semibreve, what we are just doing is like division, dividing by semibreve. We are using semibreve to divide, then we get the values of these notes. Other note values that are infrequently used are demi-semiquaver. We have hemi-demi-semiquaver as well, and we have remi-demi-hemi-semiquaver. These are also notes that are used in music today, but they are not that common, but they are in use. So the demi-semiquaver has that is, the demi-semiquaver has 3 hooks, 8 counts, that is 1/8, not really 8 figure, but 1/8. Then the hemi-demi-semiquaver has 4 hooks. It can as well face up or down each of these notes. So the count is 1/16. Then remi-hemi-demi-semiquaver, 5 hooks. Can as well face up or down, 1/32 count. So we have what is called tie or bind. Tie or bind. Notes may be joined together by a tie or bind. A tie or bind is a curved line joining the heads, not the stems, of notes of the same pitch. Notes of the same pitch. So the effect is to make one long sound equaling the duration of the 2 notes joining the curve. The effect is to make one long sound equaling the duration of the 2 notes joined by the curve. For example, we have a crotchet that is being joined together with a tie. When we sing the first one, and when we play the first note, the second one, we are adding the value to the first one, not pressing it twice or making the effect, but we have the 2 values together. So we play the first one and add the value of the second one. That is the essence of the tie. So we also have dotted notes. A dot placed after a note, that is to its right, adds half the value of that note to it. Adds half the value of that note to it. For example, a minim equal 2 counts, but a dotted minim would be 2 plus 1. Half of 2 is 1. So we're adding 1 to the original value, which is 2, equaling 3 counts. So we have a minim equal to crochets joined. A minim equal to crochets. So we have 2 crochets, 1 count, which gives us 1 minim, 2 count. A dotted minim equals 3 crochets. That is a minim plus half of a minim. The illustration given, when we have a dotted minim, we have 3 crochets. 3 crochets. And we can also have a minim, that is a minim which is originally 2 counts, and as well 1 crochet. We can as well have 6 quavers. 6 quavers to give us 1 minim. 1 dotted minim. 6 quavers to give us 1 dotted minim. So a dotted crochet equal 3 quavers. A dotted crochet equal 3 quavers. That is a crochet plus half of a crochet. A dot placed in front of a crochet will give us 3 quavers because quavers are half counts. And it can as well give us 1 crochet with 1 quiver. All will give us the same result. As well, we have same applies to a dotted quiver and dotted semi-breve.
Okay. Sorry, it's also what this is just trying to also describe is that for note values that are not 1 count, is not 2 counts, is not 4 counts, because 1 count is already represented by or described with a crochet.
Yes.
2 count is already described with a minim.
Yes.
4 count is described with a semi-brief. So if you have a note or a sound that is 3 counts, how do you describe it? So we use a dotted minim because it's a dotted minim that has 3 counts. If it's 1.5 counts, we use a dotted crochet. If it is a quarter, 3/4 counts, we use dotted quiver. And then even if it's not any of all these counts, we'll use a combination of notes and tie them together using a tie or a bind. So if you want to describe maybe 7.5 counts, just keep adding different notes together and join everything with a tie. You get 7.5 counts. So the tie, which is this slant or curved line, is what is used to add up notes to get the desired duration.
Okay. We also have double dotted notes. We also have double dotted notes. The one we've treated now is just a dot in front of a note. Now we have a double dotted note. A second dot adds an additional quarter of the value of the note after the half we've added. After the half we've added, the second dot adds that is value of quarter to the original count. So what it means is that when we have a minim which is 2 counts, the first dot placed in front of a minim will give us half of the minim, which is 1, making it 3. Then another half, another quarter as well, which is the value of the second dotted note, will be added to the original value. So it will now give us a minim. Okay, that is what we are describing is a double dotted minim. Double dotted minim. So we can have a minim, which is 2 counts, a crochet, then half of minim, which is half of the minim, then a quiver, which is quarter. Then also we have another one. We have rest. In music, there is also what is called rest. Music hardly ever consists of continuous sounds. The signs that enjoin the silence of the performer are called rests. Every note value, that is, we can use minim, crochet, etc., has its corresponding rest, so that the duration of a silence is as exactly indicated as the duration of a sound. The minim has its own sign of rest. The semi-breve has its own sign of rest. Likewise, every other note have their own signs of rest. So in music, we will find out that when somebody is singing, there are times that, the audience or the choristers may keep quiet, or the backups may keep quiet, and the leader will sing for a very short time, maybe a short time or to a particular duration. After that, then the other people will now join in singing. These are what are described as rests, rest in music. So a whole bar rest is always shown as a semi-brief rest. A whole bar rest. A bar, okay. Sorry.
Okay, there's another illustration here. Okay, the rest thing, like Brochisom said, is just a period, just those interface, between singers and backup singers, different parts. So in the choir is singing, maybe soprano is raising a phrase, alto is silent, alto is resting. Okay, that's what is being seen in music, and the rest signs are also measured, just like we measure sound. So there are other for the music theorists, for those who do music exams. Okay, for those who do music exams, they may be required to, to describe different kinds of rests, and these are what we find there. In a bar, which is a topic that will be discussed later. Um, we find that a bar, which is these are way to describe the rest in a bar. For example, if you want to describe one bar rest, just one bar, you have it this way. For rest, for 2 bars, you have it written this way. For 3 bars, it's written this way, and 4 bars is written this way. If you want to describe like 6 bars, most of this you find it in orchestral music, where maybe the violins are playing a stretched, melody, and maybe the other instrument, like the horns, that's flutes, bassoons, clarinets, maybe they're not playing. Maybe they won't play for almost 5 minutes in that particular scenario. So instead of writing empty staves, we just use this sign to indicate that they're not going to be playing for the next 10 bars. Assuming the music is 4 counts per bar, that means for the next 40 counts, you know, those instruments will not be playing. Or let's say the soprano is carrying a solo part in our regular chorus. The choruses we sing, there are times when all other parts will be silent, and then the soprano will sing a solo part, vamp it. So that period they are vamping, the other parts might be silent for say 50 to 100 counts. If they are going to be silent for up to 100 counts, you can't just put empty page or in the musical score. So you just describe it this way. Maybe in this case you might probably write 30 here. That means they'll be silent for 30 bars. 30 plus 30 times 4, that's about 120 counts. So that's how the rest is described. There's this song, Jesus loves me, this I know. We've done this already. Okay, we're just saying that this is how you can actually write this song. You can write it this way: Jesus loves me, this I know, where we use crotchets to describe the duration of each of the sound here. And then when we get to know, it's a minim that represents the sound there, because it is stretched a little longer. Another popular song, Give Me the Bible. Another popular song is Give Me the Bible. In this one, there are many. Give me the Bible, star of gladness gleaming, to cheer the wanderer. It's a mixture of or a combination of one count notes and half count notes. That is a crotchet and quavers. Give me the Bible. Give one count. Me, da. Both of them in one count, which means half count each. Give me the Bible. Star of gladness gleaming. Star of gladness. The four sounds there are all half counts each because two two are produced within inside one count, so which means they are both half counts. Most hymns are just mostly one count, half count, one count, half count, two counts. You hardly see hymns that have semiquavers. You can find semiquavers more often in anthems. You know, like a song maybe "For unto us a child is born." So those fast notes, mi re mi va re mi do te do re do mi re mi va so mi va re do re mi va. Each of those tonic suffers are actually quarter counts. That's why four of them are sung in one count. Four of them are sung in one count. Four of them are sung in one count because each of them is quarter counts. So that is actually how this how we can describe duration of sound. We need to realize that each sound carry different lengths, and it's sounds of different length that come together to produce a melody. We remember how we define a melody, which is a combination of sounds of varying lengths or of different length or duration. So that is what that chapter 2 you should pick home or take home from chapter 2, that it is melody has different sound and each sound have different duration. Musically, we have used some